Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tochi. You guys are welcome back. So today's video is fully packed. You guys, you have to watch this video. In fact, you need to share it right now because it's packed. I have a special guest here who will be sharing so much about relocating abroad, life abroad, coping with kids abroad, and so much more. So you need to stick around to the end of this video so you get all the details. Ta-da! So, guys, I have somebody special. Some of you already know her, but if you don't know her, she's going to introduce herself and then we get started.
Hello guys, welcome to Tochi Esther's YouTube channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, I don't want to do normal. I don't want to do normal intro, boring intro. It is your favorite baby girl. If you do not know me, Mama Dina Ikuweme. And yeah, I'm so happy and excited to be here with your host, Tochi.
Thank you, Dinah, for coming. I don't even know whether to scream or to shout or but I finished screaming behind the scenes, guys. So I have Dinah here, and she just relocated to Saudi Arabia with her family, and she's here to basically share her journey, her experience with us. For everybody who is planning to make that move and you're just confused, you don't know where to start or what to do, Diana's story is very inspiring, and that's why I had to bring her here to come share with you guys. I'm sure you're definitely going to take something home. So, welcome again, Diana. We are happy to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, I know I've been following your journey right from when you were in the UK, and there were not so much people doing what you were doing, right? Some of us were just watching you and just trying to get one or two information from you, but that was just about it. And then you went back to Nigeria, got married, and all that. So we actually saw you as somebody that has been doing well. Like we've all seen you like somebody that is doing well on YouTube. Your husband is a doctor, and all of a sudden we just learned that you're relocating. How, Dinah? And you're somebody that I've always been like a diehard fan of Nigeria. Very patriotic citizen. And yeah, all of a sudden we just heard that Dinah is relocating. Like how? From where? So I just want to know, why did you guys make that decision to leave Nigeria?
First off, I didn't even know that you've been watching me way back. Like you said, I having been in the system, when I say in the system, outside of Nigeria and come back. When I was in the system, there was always this urge of I want to go home. At the same time, I do not want to go home. I want to remain in the system. I don't know if you as a diaspora feel that way sometimes. There is always that there's something waiting for me at home. There's a special feeling. There's a special thing drawing me to go back home. But at the same time, there are luxuries here that I don't know if I'm able to let go if I move back. And then the way I left, like you said, the UK, it wasn't how I expected. I expected that from the UK I would have moved to a different country to complete my master's and then maybe probably start working, start a family, whatever, But the way God God planned it, my dad was against me staying back, and I came to this, resolution that home is way better. And yeah, I just, like you said, became a very patriotic Nigerian, and I just went with the whole flow, started loving a whole lot of things about, Nigeria. And then marriage happened. At the time, he was as patriotic as I was. I was like, you know what? Let's see how Nigeria goes. I've accepted my fate. We are patriotic citizens of the Republic of Nigeria. Let's just see how this turns out, Life started getting better at the second year of marriage. And all of a sudden, my husband was like, you know what? This is the time to go. I was frustrated. I was like, no, it can't be now. It cannot be now. This, as God may have things, he brought up this whole Saudi Arabia thing. We talked about it since 2021. I was like, no, No. All the things I knew and heard about Saudi Arabia, negative. You go on YouTube, negative. You go on Google, negative. Type blacks in Saudi Arabia, Africans in Saudi Arabia, Nigerians in Saudi Arabia, you see the worst and the worst and the worst. It's just not like that was the scare for me, and I was like, nah. At some point, the frustration started kicking in. You know, two children, salary wasn't salarying, just a whole lot of things. Before the end of the month, he's already, dried up, saying, "Oh, there is no money." And anyway, he made up his mind. I had to meet him halfway at some point. I was still skeptical, and I was like, you know what? If this is where you want to go to, I cannot bundle two kids and go along with you. So that was it. That was the way he left. And after 1 year, he came and picked us. So the decision of me saying I want to join my husband was based off of number one, the fact that the 1 year without my husband was hell. Forget what you
Yeah,
were
I was going to ask that. Like, how were you able to
was
cope?
I was practically living like a single mother. Like, not to say that there is anything wrong or bad about being a single mom, but I really give them kudos. I just, plus pregnancy. I don't mean just taking care of two kids, plus pregnancy, missing events, babies, these are still children that they need a father figure in their life at that point in time. And it was just heartbreaking that I made that decision to stay back, which I don't regret. I wouldn't have it any other way. Even if he says tomorrow I want to go to Kafanchan, I'll say go and test the waters. I will join you when you settle in, when I know that that place is good and safe for us to come. The second reason is the fact that this is someone that I literally speak to every single day via video call. He has never been beheaded. His hand hasn't been cut off. No racism. All the things that I feared would happen when we go. It was literally the opposite. At some point, I was like, you know what? Let's just start processing this thing, because you have not died, and if you are okay, we'll be okay. The third reason being the cost of living. If you know 2022 and 2020, if you calculate things, if you look at the mathematics of the prices of goods and services, you know that things went up. People, it was just too much. Too much. He will send a particular figure he usually sends, and before you know it, I'm like, where is the money going to? Because it's the money he has been sending. We're still spending the same way we've been spending, doing the same thing. So how is this money disappearing? School fees went up, a lot of things went up, and it wasn't just sustainable for us, knowing fully well that Saudi is not the main, the last destination for us. We still have somewhere else to go to, and we have to save as a family. And also, Saudi is not as bad as people think.
Talking about Saudi not being as bad as people think, I was going to
Yeah,
ask because I've had friends live there. I
yeah,
have friends who live there, and I have people also who have lived there and have moved out.
yeah.
So, how is life for you there? How are you coping with everything? Navigating life all by yourself with your kids, and just doing everything by yourself. How are you coping?
Um, it's been 2 months now, 2 months and 1 week since moving here. And the first month, I would say, was the most challenging because it was the first time we were living as a family of five. 2 years of marriage with two kids is not the same as 4 years now with how many
Three
kids?
kids.
3 kids. There were challenges that we had to, even until now. I wouldn't say it's totally gone. We're still navigating, this whole family of five thing is difficult. Also, the factor that I had help back in Nigeria, I had two nannies, one that will come during the day, one that will come at night. I had the luxury of having my mom with me most of the time. Like, I literally had people, security man, this one, that one. If I needed anything, you just a call away, they would come. Here, I have to do everything myself. The first month was frustrating. And when you get frustrated, when you get burnt out, when you get tired, who else do you lash on? You can't lash on the kids. They don't talk. They won't talk back to you. The frustration will be dumped on the next adult that is close to you, which is my partner. Same with him, is vice versa. But with communication, with sitting down and talking about these things, expressing yourself. So it's been challenging. It's been, for the most part, sweet, I would say. Challenging a bit, sweet for the most part, exciting watching these kids, especially my baby girl that didn't even remember her dad when my husband came back for the first time, seeing how they're now so close. This girl has even forgotten about me at this point. So just the closeness, watching them grow, watching them, it's just been a whole lot of emotions. But is it worth it, or was it worth it? I would say definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree.
Being together it's just been, I don't know how to explain it in
I
English,
agree with you.
but
Family is everything, and
yeah, it's been
just can't
everything.
do. Yeah, family is
Better
everything.
than
Can't
the
do
past
without.
1 year. Just these 2 months has been way better than the past 1 year.
Yeah. So, for Saudi Arabia, are your kids going to be going to school? Can you work as a dependent? What are the opportunities available for you as a dependent in Saudi Arabia?
So that is the tricky question, because I know where you are. If someone comes in with a tier two, tier four, they're allowed to work. If they bring their dependents, they're allowed to work. Here is a totally different ball game. As a dependent, I'm not allowed to work. It is specified on my passport. Are there opportunities? No, unless there are people who have come because of skill shortage, they've had to go back to Nigeria and apply. Some people even apply here, get an agent, process the whole thing and start working. And it's mainly professionals. I've not seen, menial jobs here, getting foreigners as dependents or whatsoever to work for them. No, it's mainly professional jobs like medical doctors, laboratory scientists, all these
Agencies, yeah.
professions. Yeah, no, if you're a dependent and you find an agent, you can know how you can change your visa from dependent to someone who is working here. So yeah.
Right. What about school for your kids?
For now, we're homeschooling. There are no schools in the area where I'm living in. I'm in the northern region of Saudi Arabia, and it's almost classified as a village. There are no English schools here. There are other schools, Indian, Arabic, all the other schools, but then there are no English schools here. So we've decided, most of the Nigerians living here, they do online schools for their kids and all that. Some people choose to homeschool. For now, I don't even have a child that is up to school age. So we're just homeschooling for now. Once our kids get to that school age, then we can put them online. For now, it's strictly homeschooling, and it's been working perfectly for us.
Right. That's great. Um, I want to believe you have your YouTube, so that's going to keep you busy and
Definitely.
serve as a sort of income for you as well. So yeah, you're not doing badly at all. And
Thank
yeah, that would
you.
also help you support your husband's income as well, and you guys will be fine. Absolutely fine.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's not even way for me to support, because with YouTube, you get paid into your, I don't know how it works in the UK. You get paid into your UK account, or you
Yeah.
have a dollar account.
No.
For us who are Nigerian creators, I'm still a Nigerian creator, we get paid into our USD account. There is no way for me to even open an account here I can't open an account with anything in my name as a dependent. That's how
For
all.
real?
Since I came here, I don't have an account. I don't have everything we've been spending here has been off of my husband's account.
Mm.
I've, Sincerely, I haven't been able to. What people do here is the people working, the husbands, most of them, they open an account for their wives in their own name and then give them the ATM card. But here, if you go to the bank, they'll tell you as a dependent, you're not allowed to open a bank account. But there are some people who do have bank accounts. I don't know how they did it in their
That's
name.
strange.
Um,
So how
it
you able
is.
to now survive, or how do they expect
Because
you
they
to?
already told you you don't need to work. What are you using the money for? That's what they'll ask you.
Oh,
What are
so they
you
expect your partner's salary to be enough for everybody.
Because so since I came here, we've just been using. If I need money, I ask my husband. That's how it's been working.
Anyways, you're saving your money, so it's still the same
that's
thing.
that's the advantage of it. I'm just my money is my money. That's why I like this Saudi Arabia. For women, for women, most women know they like touch their money. So I'm happy this Saudi Arabia setup. My money is my money. My husband's money is our money.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and you mentioned that you're going to be leaving very soon. Do you have any country in mind that you'll be going to?
For now, we are looking. Me personally, I have the option two serious places, either Canada or Australia. One of these two. Then my husband, in his mind, has Canada, Australia, the UK. There is a place where every Nigerian doctor here is moving to. I'm not interested in that place. I'm interested in somewhere different.
Why do I feel like I know the place? And I also think that's the place you're going to end up. Don't worry.
I'm interested in somewhere
I'm
different.
I'm waiting for you. Okay. I'm going to be at the airport and I'll remind you of this video.
I'm looking forward to somewhere different because people are trying there. People are trying. People are really trying.
Never say never. Remember, never say never.
I'm not saying never, wherever, like, because in my life, I never thought I'll ever be here, to be honest with you. So I'm just hoping, whichever comes out, I'm just praying that he aces all, and then we'll now sit down and choose, which is,
Yeah,
good for our family. But anywhere God wants us to go, I'll be happy to
exactly.
go. Yeah.
That's good. So finally, what would be your advice for anybody that is currently where you were, just scared of the unknown, but they want to make the move, but they're just scared, just like you were. What would you advise such person?
My personal experiences and circumstances may be different from, we're all different individually. So whatever may have worked for me may not necessarily work for another person. And that's me factoring in the fact that I wasn't just staying alone without having something doing the past 1 year. Maybe I would have even been more depressed or something, or I don't know. I was constantly working on YouTube. I was putting out content as a getaway, as something to keep me busy. So that factor, plus the financial factor as well. Um, yeah, that if you look at that and you feel like, oh, I'm kind of in the same situation with Dana, because I've gotten a few emails, some people working in the banking sector, some people working for the government saying their husbands have been here and seeing me make the bold move, they would love to move. Should they move? If you move here as a dependent, you may get frustrated, especially if you have, tiny children or even grown-ups, you may get frustrated with not having to work. Maybe as a woman you derive joy going to work or going outside of your home to work. For me, I've never had to work since I graduated. I've never had to work for somebody. I've always done this content creation thing. So look at the circumstances. Because me, I like to be pragmatic. I don't like this follow head movement, do what people are doing. Look at your circumstances. Are you able to come here as a dependent and sit at home with your children and not work for the amount of years that you feel like You guys are going to be in Saudi. If that's practical for you and you don't mind, I would say make the move. There are people who do not have children as well, and they want to come here and just join their husbands and start life afresh. Are you able to stay by yourself without having depressive thoughts? And there are so many factors that people don't discuss, the harsh realities of living abroad that people don't always come on the internet to say. They only show you the glitz and glamour. Are you able to live that reality? Perfect. It's just how your own family is structured and what works for you and your family, not what someone else is doing. And that to me is the only advice I have to give, especially women, because it's mostly women who come here as dependents. Most men don't even bother. Most men just stay back in Nigeria. Whenever they are moving to the wife is moving to the final destination, they join the wife. So yeah, that's my advice to you who is thinking of moving here as a dependent.
Right. So thank you so much, Dinah. We are so happy to have you, and we have gained
Thank
a lot from you
you.
today.
Thank
So
you.
guys, just say thank you to Dinah Ekweme in the comment section. Don't forget to visit her YouTube channel as well if you don't know her. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Bye.